So we started FLEXBOX in our last class, and we are continuing with that today. So we discussed display property. We discussed the flex direction property. We discussed the justify content property, align items property. So we want to discuss the flex wrap, flex flow, and align content, if time permits us. So now, let's go back to the code. Now, flex wrap is just about when the items has already occupied the total width of the viewport, and you still have more items, so it will, if you indicate flex wrap, it will wrap up and continue on the next line. That is all what flex wrap is about. So let's go back to the code to really see this in action. Now, this was the code we were using the last time, and we have how many items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do now is that I will give it a color of rainbow. Red, orange is here. Call this out. Orange. Yellow is here. I'm going to call this out. I'm just trying to arrange it in the order of the rainbow. Yellow, green, blue, yes, indigo, and violet. How many are these? That is, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, let's see what we have. I'm going to remove this for now, just for now. Comment this out. Hold on, please. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. So let's see what we have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the justify content, which is this, because I don't want any space within it. So now we have this. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to increase the width of this, each of these items. And I will use something called flex basis. Let me show you. I think it should be it is an item property, which is this one. Flex basis is just to give each of the item a given size, right? And it's usually in the direction of the flex direction, which in this case we are using row. right? So I'm going to make each one of them to go to have a certain size with size. So now, since I'm targeting each of these items, you can see that these items, there are seven in number, and they are within this container. So what I will do is that I will target this attribute, right? Because what is common to them is a class attribute. So if you remember, you can write a selector for attributes by using the square bracket. Is there anyone confused with that or by that? Anyone?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So let me just do 100 pixels and see what size. Okay, it's not enough. So let me do 400. Okay, it's still not enough. Let me do 800 and see. Aha. Okay, contact. I didn't change contact. Okay, let me change this one to blue. Indigo. Indigo. Then violet. Okay. Now, but I'm still not having this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me see something. Okay, he's not going beyond. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I will not use flex basis. I will just use width. Okay. Why is not going more than that? Okay, let me reduce the size of this container. Let me reduce the size because I just want to create that wrapping. Let me see. Let me use 50% of viewports. Okay. Flex wrap. Flex wrap. Then wrap. Okay. Now, it, let me reduce the size of this to 200. What? Okay. Let me take this one out again. Maybe I think the size I'm giving it is too small. 80% viewports. No, this is not right. Something is wrong. Okay, let me do 100%. Something is wrong somewhere. Give me some sec. Let me check it again. Uh-huh. It's actually wrap. I want it to wrap. Why is it doing this? Flex row, direction row. Okay, yes. Okay. Let me take this to 100. No, no, no. Something is wrong. It should not be doing this. Okay, let me take this out. Okay, let me see where this container is. I want to see the boundary of this container. 1 pixel, solid, and black. Okay, look at where the container is. Why is that doing? Why is it doing that? Ah, why is it doing that? Okay, remove everything. Let me see. Save. What? Refresh. Let me refresh it. This is not right. Oh, can you see what's going on?
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Tell me.
You put the class container. You know.
Thank you. Thank you for following me. I indicated class attribute, and remember the container too is class. So is this is going to affect the container likewise. So that is why the container too is also what? 100 pixel. So this is what I'm going to do. I will give each of these guys another class name called items. So I'm going to target that. Aha. Did you see what just happened? Demola and Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Aha. See, um, this just tells you that no no one can see it, or you need to continue to practice. Yeah, assuming that I have kind of prepared for the class before now. I've done it. I've rehearsed it. You will not see such thing like that. Most of the time, in fact, let me say all the time, I don't rehearse my class. All the time, I don't. The only thing I do is probably if I give you an assignment, yes, I must have done mine also. Yes. But class, no. Because I want you to see it real life. I want you to see the possibility of human shortcomings in all these things, right? No one is perfect. No one knows everything, right? Even even as I'm talking to you, I still find myself going back to the internet whenever I am working on a project. I still find myself going back to the internet to say, okay, yes, I know a property like this is there, but I've forgotten how to use it. I will go back. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But before you can go to the internet, you must have kind of heard about it, or maybe have an idea of how things work, right? And that is the foundation we are trying to give you guys here. Just try to understand how these things work. The internet is there for you to explore. We cannot teach you everything here. No, it's not possible. We can't teach you everything into details. No, we can't. The the time is just too short for that, right? So please, I want you to get the basics and understand how these properties and values work. You can see just now I used class attributes, forgetting that this one too has the container also has a class attribute. Of course, that 100 pixel we apply to this class also. So that is it. So now let's go on. Now we have the and also did you see how I managed to troubleshoot? I placed this border here to see what's going on, right? Because I know that once I have increased the size, then the flex wrap should work, but it's not working according to my expectation. So, and that is the reason why I put in that this border to see what is going on with that container. So now let's go back to what we are doing. So items now, um, let's do now. We now have another issue. It's not this width is not applying to it. So now let's see what basis will do for us here now. Let's see flex basis. Flex basis. Okay. Now we need to look at this again. Items. I got that right. Okay. Let me see whether if I put border around it, border, whether that will work because this is not working as we speak. So let's see. We know that this one works. So let's put border. So border is not even working. So something is wrong. Um, okay, yes. Because do you know why it's not working? Who can tell me why it's not working? Look at the code. Tell me why it's not working. Demola, can you tell me why it's not working?
Uh, so can you repeat what you're trying to do?
Can I do what?
Repeat what we're trying to do.
Okay, I'm trying to, it shows you're not following. So I'm trying to give each of these items the red, orange, yellow, green to violet. I want to give it a width size. I want it to increase in width. So and up onto this point, initially I used width, it didn't work. I used flex basis, it didn't work. Now and I say okay, fine. Let me use border. Then let me see whether I can see border around it. Yet with this border declaration, it still didn't work. So why is that so?
Is it because you have to put the width size in the container?
No, follow me.
Um, maybe because of you like the border is one pit. Um, maybe because of the border is one.
No, Israel, Israel, Mary, Mary.
Uh,
Okay, Israel.
Actually, I done the question because I just joined, sir.
The question. Okay, I'm going to repeat the question. We have these flex items. Do you agree with me that these are flex items?
I'm having network issue. I'm having network issue. I just joined now.
Can you hear me? Yes or no? Can you hear me? Okay, Mary, talk to me, Mary. Or you two did not understand? You don't understand the question? You said what? Okay. Joshua, do you want to try? Joshua, do you want to try? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so
No.
no. Okay. It's interesting. Now, these declarations, they are not working because I am using the wrong selector. I am just stating the value of an attribute where it is the attribute itself. And you know that square brackets is an attribute selector. I should have done this. This is the attribute and the value of the attribute. What I'm saying is I go and select an element that with class attributes having what an item as one of its values or value. So by doing this, I've eliminated this class with container value. So now I need to go back and see what that is giving me, yet it's still not giving me what I expected. So what I expected, yes. So I'm going to now try to do only red. Let me see red. Now it is now applying to red. Do you understand what I just did now?
Yes, sir.
So that simply means that if I want to apply to write this declaration once in one, because now if I want to do for the rest, that means that I'm going to write one attribute again for items orange, yellow 7 times, which means I'm repeating this 7 times. But I don't want to repeat myself. So all I need to do now is to remove this class attribute and just use the item class. Because these items is a class common to all these 7 items. Now I'm getting my desired output. Now I can remove, okay, let me now change this back to width. Let me see what width will give me. The same thing. If I increase the width to 1200, I still have the same thing. So now let me now put in this place flex wrap and now wrap. Now I am having the full length of the width I gave it to. I gave to the items. Now, because I did not include flex wrap, let me remove it again. What is going on is that the what FLEXBOX is trying to do is that it's trying to contain all the items within its own container, within its own width. This is the container, right? This one, and it's trying to contain everything within it. So now, the moment I state the flex wrap, you will see that now everything now takes its full glory of the 1,200 pics here. Now, if I reduce the width again to say 600, you will see that each of the items takes 600, but because this yellow cannot take the full 600 here, it goes to the next line, and so until we get to the violet. If I further reduce it to 300, you can see now it can contain a more items in a row, and the rest is now to the next line. Is there any question on FlexWrap?
Thank you.
Is there any question on FlexWrap?
No, sir.
Okay. David, welcome on board. Mary has gone. Probably it's network issue. Okay. So Israel, do you have any question on what I just explained? Who left just now? David. Israel, do you have any question?
So I did not really get it from some places, so I don't even know where to start from, sir.
You did not get it
As
from
it
what?
goes on, I think I'll be able to catch up.
No, no.
Like my network is just stable now.
So what's your question? Tell me, ask me your question.
One of those things I don't understand is um the the flex wrap or something. Then
FlexWrap.
that was one of those things I needed. So,
The
but
FlexWrap.
I don't. Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
when
sir.
when you hear a rap, what first comes into your mind?
That to correlate the whole it will look like a padding or something.
Okay, so padding comes into your mind. Okay, now let me open
Yes, sir.
an Excel file, Excel application rather. Now look at this cell. If I type some gibberish in there, now this nonsense I typed here, it appears to you that is going into how many cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. Yes or no? Yes or no, Israel? Israel, I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Aha. But now, if I click
Yes,
on
sir. Yes, sir.
if I click on this cell, look, I'm clicking on this cell now, this one, you can see that there's no data here, nothing whatsoever. So it shows that this cell is empty, this cell is empty, this one is empty, this one is empty, this one is empty. But this one I typed in is filled with the gibberish. Now, if I extend the width of
Yes, sir.
this particular cell, right? Now you will see that what I type is right inside that particular cell. Why? Because I've increased the width to contain the truth, the nonsense I typed in there. But now, if I take the width back to this level, it will appear that it's spilling over, right? Now, if I do this flex wrap
Yes.
here, if I click
Yes,
on
sir.
it, you will see that now everything wraps up. Once the next word
Yes, sir.
cannot fit into this space remaining, it will go to the next line like that until the end of the word. If I increase the width, you will see it now occupying more space because there's now space for it to occupy, right? And because of that,
Yeah.
it has reduced from how many lines before? Before it was, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. The moment I increase the width, it's now reduced to even
Yes.
2 lines. So I can now reduce the height of the cell. So that is what wrapping does. So now going back,
Okay, sir.
to the code, if I do not use flex wrap right here, let me remove this one. What will happen is that because it's a flex, this container will try to muzzle all the item into its container, like so. And the width of this item is not up to what I specified here. I specified 300 pixels. The container has reduced the width for each of the item in order for the 7 items to be within its own width size. But the moment I state flex wrap, I'm saying allow each of the item to occupy its normal width. If there's any overflow, just take take it to the next line, and that is exactly what it's doing. Now, each of this item is now 300 pixels each. That is what flex wrap is doing. Taking the item, if it cannot fit in the width of the container, it will flow to the next line. Any other question, please?
Yes, sir.
Any other question, please?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. None, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now let me remove this border from here. I do not need it again. Maybe later I may anyway. Okay, so now we discussed justify content. Now, align content only works when there is wrapping in place. If there's no wrapping, align content is not a feature that you can use. So let's see what that gives us. Align content. Let's do center. Okay. Let me see. Where at the, yes, it's still flex start, flex end. Okay, let me use flex end. Where's my code? Flex end. Okay. So which simply means that my example is not a good, okay, flex end. It's not a good example. Let me say flex end. Flex end. Okay. So this example is not a good example for that. Let me see something. Flex basis. Okay, it's still the same thing. Flex wrap, yes. Okay. Let's leave this one for now. I'm going to comment it out. I will come back to it. Now, this flex wrap also has other properties. Let me see other properties. I think there's wrap reversed. Yes, wrap reverse. Let's do wrap reverse. See what that gives us. So exactly what is expected. So the beginning comes below, then what should have ended is now at the top. Let's take it back to flex wrap. I still trying to understand why this is not working. This flex align content, it should have, my expectation is that this will come to the center, this other one. Probably because, okay, don't worry. Let me see center again. Center. Okay. Okay. Aha. Yes. Let me see. Let me increase the width again. Okay. What I will do is this. Um, after I've explained everything, I'm going to use another game. I know you did not practice the one I gave you last time. Where is it? No, this one is great. No, that one is great. That's not what I'm looking for. This is not what I'm looking for. Let me close this one. Where is the other one? Let's see. Why is this thing blocking my view? What? Okay, let me see. I don't even know where I have this stuff again. Bookmarks, bookmark manager, games, FLEXBOX, yes. Yes. Now, uh, the game I gave you on selector, none of you has come back to me that he or she has finished it. And the purpose of this game is for you to practice your selectors. Okay, now I have this game also now to practice FLEXBOX. But before I come to this game, so let me try to explain other properties as much as I can. So we are, I don't know why this is not working, but I know around somewhere here, yes, we are going to use it. So now, no, there's no point me explaining this to you now. No, let me go. Let me go back. So let's just go continue. So now, let's go to flex items now. I've explained what flex wrap is. I am holding on to this. I'm holding on to this, onto the game. Maybe I'm not using the right example to do justice on this, but I know the game will do justice to this one. So let's hold our thoughts on this one. So now let's go to flex items, the property on flex items. Okay, there's one more I left out. This flex flow. Now, flex flow is a shortcut for these two, flex direction and flex wrap. Now, if I do not want to specify each of these ones separately, flex direction or flex wrap, I can use just flex flow in one place, and I will indicate the property and value for each of these two. Right, with flex direction first, then flex wrap first. So now let's go back to the code. Now I'm going to change the flex direction from row to column. And at the same time, I will change the wrap, whether whether I want wrap or no wrap. So now let's go back to the code. Instead of me just specifying this, writing these two in two lines, I can write it in a single line using flex flow. Flex flow. Then I will indicate the direction, in this case row, then wrap. So if I remove these other two, you will see that nothing will change because I still have my direction as row, right? And I still have my wrap in place. Now, if I change this one to column, then I say no wrap. I don't want any wrap there. You will see the item going to the column, and now the what's it called, the main axis is now going in this direction. This is your main axis now. If you can still remember your axis, this is your main axis, and this is your cross axis. This is your cross axis. So now, why are we having this as big? Is because, remember what what's it called, flex basis does. It increases the size along the main axis, because we specified column now as a flex direction. That is the reason why the height looks increased to 300 pixels. If I go back and change the flex basis to 100, you will see it reducing. As you can see, now it has reduced. The width of this red and other color is because that is the default behavior of block level element. It will always occupy the entire width of the space available for it to extend to. So that is what flex flow is all about. Now let's go to each of the items, which is the property of the flex item. I've explained the order to you? Yes or no in the last class? Yes or no? Yes, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I've showed you what flex basis is. Now I explained align self in the last class. Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. Now, what is this flex grow and flex shrink? Now, flex grow enables the item to grow to the width of the container. And also, if I reduce the size of the viewport of the container, it will make the item to shrink automatically. And this flex is a combination of the flex grow, the flex shrink, and flex basis. So yes, this is it. It's a shorthand for those three values. Just like we have in the container, the flex flow, in the flex flow, which is a shorthand for the direction and whether you need to wrap or not. So this is shortcut for that, and the flex now is a shortcut for these three properties. Now let us try to demonstrate what flex grow is. We have seen it before when I was trying to um, do the flex wrap. Let's go back to the code. Let's return the column to row, and I do not want any wrap. So this is what we have, and this because it is now row, this is your main axis. Now this is your main axis, and like I said, your flex basis we increase the width along the main axis. So that is why we have this size, which we indicated here. Where is it again? 100 pixel, right in our browser. This is 100 pixel like this. So now, if we go back to increase the size of that flex basis, you will see it will grow. Let's increase it further to 300. It will now get to the maximum, and like we described or we saw in the last example, it will not move further than that. Why? Because it is within a container and we have not specified flex wrap. So the item we try to be contained. Now, if I try to minimize the screen, you will see that it is doing was shrinking. It will shrink until it gets to the minimum width of each of these items. In this case, violet. Let's see whether I can get to the very minimum of the text content. Okay, I cannot shrink any further. So that means that the smallest size of the viewport can still contain this data, right? Let's include further items just for us to play around with. So let me call this one violet 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's see what we have in there. So now you can see that it has gone, it appears that it is overflow to the beyond the width of the viewport. But you can see if I use my scroll bar, I can scroll and I will see the content, right? But if I now use flex wrap, if I use wrap, everything we should show up, yes, based on the container of the container and the flex basis I give the each of the item. If I reduce the flex basis to, let's say, 200, let's see, it will have the opportunity to contain more items. And as I increase the viewport, it will contain more, and so on and so forth. So now, flex grow allows your item to increase in size. It will try to kind of occupy the total width of the container. But if not, if there is flex wrap in place, it will go to the next one. But if there's no flex wrap, no wrap, if I do not specify wrap, it will still try to contain it depending on the content of each of the items. But if the content is too large, it will overflow, right? But if I try to shrink it and shrink the viewport, you will see each of the items shrinking and shrinking until it gets to the minimum size possible. And the minimum size possible is the width of the content, this width, this one. It will try to still adjust, shrink. It will continue to shrink until it cannot shrink any longer. So then it will now overflow as if it's going out of the box of the container. So now it is shrinking. It's shrinking. This is the behavior of FLEXBOX. It's shrinking. It's shrinking. It will get to a point. It will not be able to contain it again. Now you can see this one always almost model up. Let's go on further down. Now it cannot contain it any longer. Why? Because the red also has reached its minimum, orange has reached its minimum, yellow, green, and so on. They've all reached their minimum acceptable or permitted width. And now it is now overflow, right? So you can see that except I use this the scroll at the bottom, I cannot see value 6. And if I continue to do that, it will continue to chop it off till the minimum size possible. So now, let me take this one back to the normal. Why is this thing blocking me, for God's sake? Okay, so now that is all about flex shrink and flex grow. Now let us try to use this short and for the grow, shrink, and basis. Now I want to talk on this. Let me see the time. I hope. Okay, we have like 10 more minutes. Now look at this content. Now the content is the minimum possible width, right? It cannot shrink below the content of the item, as I explained earlier on. If you have the maximum width set, mean width set, this is a priority. It will look for this property if the width of the container can contain this property, the value of this property is going to use the value of this property and to set the width of the item. But if this property is not set, if this one is not set, the next priority on the list is flex basis. It's going to use flex basis. But if this one is not set, it will use the width. And if nothing is set, right, it will going to use the content of the item. It will use the content of the item. And if I set flex basis, it will, and I set the width, it will try to use the flex basis over the width because that's the preference, the order of preference. If I set this mean width or max width, it will try to use this proper this value over flex basis, over width, and over content if the container can still accommodate it. Now let's see what that will give us. Let me see. What's the time now? Is okay. We have about 30 more minutes. Okay. I think it is safe for me to stop here because I still want to discuss the assignment. So did anyone manage to do the assignment? Mary is gone. Israel is gone. Ademola, did you attempt the assignment? The menu assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. David, did you attempt the assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Feromi, did you attempt the assignment?
Yes, sir.
No. Joshua, did you attempt the assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me start with David. David, please share your screen. Hmm.
Can I see my screen, sir?
Yes, I can. Go to the browser. Okay. 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 Yes, this I gave you this one. Yes. Okay. Can you minimize, reduce the width of the viewports? Let me see.
This something like
Yes. Uh, can you put your cursor over the over about service and contacts? Let me see.
oh, I forgot to do that actually. I
Oh,
remember
oh,
the
oh,
over stuff.
okay. Then again, look at your the font. It's too tiny. It's too tiny. You 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 want your user to squeeze their eyes before they can read your content. It's too tiny. Now, yeah, this is one of the assignments. The last one I gave is that just try to use Flexbox to design this menu. That is the
Okay.
last one I gave. Did you try that?
That what I used initially, like, I mean, Flexbox to use, I mean, for the menu.
Okay, so and you now removed it.
No, like that's what I've, oh, like that what I used when I did the assignment. So I didn't have
Okay,
to use it again.
okay. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me just see the menu section of it.
So this, everything is in my header here from the HTML.
Yes. Hold on. Header. Okay. Let me see.
So I have a nav tag that
Enough.
contains the CQ logo link and other menu items of about service and contact. So
Okay.
how I did them, so I targeted my nav, yeah, header now, Then I
Mhm.
gave it a display of flex, justify content of space between.
Nav, okay. You made the nav
So
container a flex, okay.
yes, sir, then I gave it a justify content of space between.
Or space between, okay.
Then I created the UL container in this part of my code. Hello, sir, can you hear me?
No, I'm hearing you. Yes, I'm listening to you.
So this is the selector I used for that. This one I
Header,
highlighted.
nav, and UL.
Yes,
Header,
sir.
nav, and UL. So you make that
The display,
UL another container.
exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I gave it a display of flex and I set a gap of
Okay.
20 pixel.
Okay. Gap between the
Then I,
items. Mm-hmm.
yes, sir. Then I gave it, the container, the margin right of
Hmm.
20 pixel. That was how I was able to come about the header.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
but that.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Um, don't you think that this is rather complex? As in, you make things complex for yourself. It can be more simplified than this, right? It
Okay.
can be more simplified. Very simple thing. Okay, let me see what Demona has. All right, thank you, David. So,
Okay.
Demona, let me see the just the menu. I want to see the menu. You have the floor.
So I had a problem when I was doing it.
No problem.
So
Just let me see.
yeah, so this is the original page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when I tried to flex it, it turned into this.
Oh, you turn into this.
Yeah, it
Okay.
kind of worked because
Mm.
it jumbled up together, but like,
Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, that's
but
fine. Because of our time, I will take control back away from you, right? Because I want to. Okay, Joshua said he attempted. Let me see. Joshua, present yourself. Present your assignment.
So can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Um, I had a bit of trouble, but with doing it.
Okay. Can you close
I,
this preview? Close it and run it in the browser. Just copy the link. Yes, better.
um, um,
Okay, yes, it's better now. Okay. Okay. It's like this is now on the next line. Go back to your code. Let's see. Close this preview. Close it.
um,
Yes, yes, close that one. Okay, let me see. You have a div container. Now, Joshua, I'm seeing nav here. Okay, you created another nav. Okay, you close down, then you have a UL. Okay, you use a UL too. Okay, now let me see your CSS. Always try to align your code so that to make it simple enough to read. So you applied a flex to the to class container one. Let me see the class container one. Go back to your HTML
yeah,
class container. Okay, this one. So you made this one only, but line 10 and 11 a flex box. Okay. Now go back to your CSS. Okay. Now you now says yeah. Okay. Line 5 and 10, descendant of nav bar. Sure. Okay. No, okay. The UL. Okay. Okay. That one is nothing now. Okay. Let me see the others. You made anchor. Let me see the HTML again. Where is your anchor? Where is your anchor here? This one. Okay. This one. A link. Okay. Then nav bar, text declaration display. Why did you use block here? This block will make it to go to the next line. Then, yeah, it will make it to go to the next line. And again, why are you using floats? Okay.
I was because it wasn't going it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, so I decided to
try
use
floats.
it.
Okay. Because when you are dealing with FLEXBOX, you do not need any floats, right? You only use floats when you want to wrap text content around an image. I think I explained that before now. All right, so let's quickly discuss it. I'm sharing my screen again. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
not yet.
Yes, someone called me. Okay, nobody. Now, I will not use any background for now because of our time. So I will quickly create a fresh HTML, right? And we do it together from scratch so that you will see my errors, you will learn from it, right? So that you see that there's no one, there's no hard and fast rule about these things. Like I always say, many roads can lead into a market. But when despite the fact that many roads can lead to a market, if we say use Flexbox, try to limit it to that technology. So that the reason is that I want you to understand that concept and how you can use it, right? So now I'm going to create um, a menu.html. So I'm going to start this from scratch. So now I will use what's that? Uh, so I'm going to use nav because it's navigation I want to do, right? So I want, let me, uh, please help me out because I can't view it. I have C cube logo. What else do I have?
About services and content.
About, then services and contact, right? Okay, good. So what I'm going to do now is I will create an item here. Just P, C cube, logo. Let me just create 3 more IP items. So I have about, I have services, and I have content, contact rather. So I can clear clear this board. So let's preview what we have here. This is what we have. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you following, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please
Yes, sir.
follow. Demola, are you following?
Yes, sir.
David, are you following?
Sir.
Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the reason I'm calling you is that I want you to learn how to make things simple, because I've seen your code in time past is kind of complex. Yes, you have a very good knowledge of it. Yes, that's very good. But try to make things as simple as possible. Things are not that difficult. Just make it very simple, right? So just look at what I just wrote now. It's a very simple nav and what the items, right? So now I want to give this I will use internal styling, because I want you to be seeing what I'm doing as I'm changing the properties. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make this a container, right? And I will just simply use display flex. Let's see what that gives us. So already it has pushed everything together, right? Am I right?
Yes,
In
sir.
in one line, you can see. So now the next goal is that how do I separate this C cube logo away from this about service and contact? And that is where you use the item, this item property flex basis. So I'm going to give this one, right, a flex basis. Remember that you can increase the width by just applying flex basis on that item. So for me to do that, I'm now give this a class of logo. Why am I doing that? Is because I want to separate this from the rest. So I'm going to target just that item logo, just that item logo. I will say flex basis. Let's say 300 pixel. Let's see what we have. What happened?
Because you didn't spell logo properly, sir.
Okay, thank you. Logo. All right, now I'm getting something, right? Am I getting something?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So now I need to push this guy away from each other, right? So I can now give them the same class name. You can see the reason why I'm giving them the same class name is the reason is simple, because I want to style them together. I want to give them the same property. So I will do menu now, right? So now I'm going to say dot menu, then I will do flex basis also. I will do like 100 for that, just for me to see where I'm getting at. Now I have the space in between them. I could have used gap. David used gap. The gap. Okay, let me. Um. Okay, don't let me use gap. Okay, should I use gap? If I use gap, that will be um on the container. No, don't let me use gap. So I'm going to leave it at this. So now, but I'm still not getting what I desire, right? So I can do something with my what's it called percentage. Remember that percentage calculates the width of the width of the viewport, and try to allocate the width. I have 4 items, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I give this, say, 20%, 20%, 20%, that's 60%, right, in total. So 40% will go into this. So let's try that. So let me do 20%. And this one, 40%. Let's see what we have. So now I'm getting towards something, right? You can see if I reduce the width, I will still maintain what I'm trying to achieve, right? It's still responsive to my what's it called, to my viewport, right? So I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
to reduce this one now to say 15%. You can see I'm playing around. I'm playing around with figures. So if I do 15% for this, 15, 15, 15, that's 35%. If I remove 35 from 100, I will have 65%. So 15%, then I will give this guy 65%. Now, you can see I'm getting to what to my desired goal, right? So this now is this three menu is now far away from this, and I still want this one to be right somewhere here, and that is where I will use um what's it called, the property to center the items, and that is what, let me see, I can do align self. Now align self is on the item, right? So let's check the properties of the align self. What are the properties? You can see that I have flex, start, flex, and center, and stretch. So let's go back and do align. Align what? Is it item of
Align
align?
self.
Align self, yes. Thank you, Joshua. Align self. So I will do center. Uh, am I sure that will not take it down? Okay, let's see. Let's just see. Okay, all right. Yes, it appears it's not working. It's actually working, but because we didn't state the height, the if you remember that this align works along the cross axis, and since we are using row, this is your main axis, but this is your cross axis. So I'm not going to use that align self right there. So let me go and remove it. You can see what my line of my as in my what my judgment call, because I'm doing this so that you can relate with my judgment call. So now, what other property can I use to to um to align that item? I can use, let me go to a container. I can use justify content. Let's see what justify content will do. Justify content will make this one to come to the middle, and this one come to the middle, and this one come to the middle. Let's see. So let's go to the container, because that property is a container property. Flex, sorry, what am I doing? Justify content center. Okay. What? Display flex. Okay. Why is not showing? Why is, okay, it appears it has okay, it appears it has fully occupied the total width. Okay, let me see. Because you use border to see what's going on, right? Let's see what is going on. Border, 1 pixel, solid, and what? Solid and black.
Black.
Yes. So let us see what is going on. I'm going to give this guy to his own border and this guy. I want to see what is going on because everything is box. Okay. Now, yes, justify content will not work. Why? Because everything has fully occupied the what? It has fully occupied
Content.
the content of the container, right? You can see from the left to the right. So now what can I do to this guy? These three guys, for this to come to the middle, right? I can use margin auto on them. So let's go back. No. Sorry, I said margin auto. Test align.
Okay.
Test align to the center. So let's go back. Let me use test align here. Test align center. Now it's gone to the center. You can see. Now, can you see what what I used the border for? I want to picture what I want to see it as the box is because I need to play around with the box. So now that I've been able to put the border, now I can see everything as they appear. So because of that, I was able to see that okay, each of this time was on the left hand side of the box. So what can I do to push them to the middle? It's just test align. So now that I've achieved my goal, all I need to do now is to remove this border box because I do not really need them, right? I do not. I don't need them. I only needed it to see what I'm doing. So now I have my goal. So now I can now decide that okay, this one is too close to the edge of this. I can push it forward using margin. So I can go to that container which is this logo. I can say okay, give it a padding. A padding on the right and so on the left of let's say 20 pixel. Yes, so it has pushed it away. So this is fine. Now you can see how I use just FLEXBOX. Look how simple this code is. It's not complex. It's not. So now if I want to give this over future, all I need to do is target each of these items, which is menu now. So I can do dot menu, right? Then over. Then just do background color. I think what I had there, let me just use green because of our time. Then color of it, I made it white. Just white. So let's go back. You can see. Can you see? Just look at David. You can see. Just look at how simple this code is. David, are you there? Hello, David. Okay, maybe it's not there again. So now I can let me just test it whether it's responding. It's actually responding to the viewport. You can see it's responding. Let me take it to the
Yes, sir,
middle.
I'm with you, sir. I was just in the call. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've seen it, sir.
You can see that it's responding well. It's
Yes, sir.
responding well. So you can see things are not meant to be so difficult. Let's just look at the simple code. Just simple. Is there any question on this? Because we have passed our normal time. Ademola, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Joshua, any question?
No, sir. I think I understand.
Okay. Mary, I think I saw Mary. Any question?
No, sir.
Feromi, any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your question?
So, is there any other thing you can use other
Is there
than
what?
is there anything you can use other than like the of the flex like the flex bases?
Is there any other thing I can use other than flex?
Yeah.
You can use many things. You can use positioning, relative, absolute. You can use that. You can even use your section elements. You can even use your list items. Then on the list item, you float them. But floating is not good. It's not ideal for layout. Two major technology very good for doing layout is FLEXBOX and Grid. You can use all those ones I highlighted earlier, but those one will make your code complex. Look at how simple this one is. It's so easy. Makes life easy for me. I can easily align my items, move it around the way I want, and it's responsive. If you try to use what's it called, positioning like relative, absolute, you are going to do more work trying to make it. If you are trying to make your code responsive, you are going to do more work actually. Yes, I can assure you that the CSS you are going to write will be more than this. Will be more than what I wrote here. I can assure you that. Please, when you are working with HTML and CSS, think box. I, I was thinking box. That made me to put the border, do the border to the style sheet because I want to see the appearance, how everything is placed on the browser. And the moment I did that, then I was able to figure out, okay, I need to move use test align to move the those in the menu class to the center. Simple. So life is not complex. Try to make it simple. Very simple. All right. All right. Is there any other question from me? Is there any other question from me? Okay. In the absence of question, I think it is safe to call it a day. So I'm going to paste this code on the WhatsApp group. All right, thank you. So I will the assignment I will give you is this game. Go to level 1 and start. So please practice this game because I will want to discuss on this game in the next class. I will call everyone to tell me what to do on this game. So practice it. I will copy the link. I will share it on the WhatsApp group. That is the assignment. Okay. So I think it is safe for me to call it a day. All right. See you on when? Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Good night.